People think the deep sea is terrifying because it is dark. But darkness is not what builds monsters. Cold does. The kind of cold that slows a heartbeat to almost nothing, turns blood clear, and lets a shark live for centuries without anyone noticing. You do not need to dive 1,000 meters to find these creatures. Some of the creepiest are hiding just beneath Antarctic ice. The colder the ocean gets, the stranger life becomes. When you drop into cold water, everything feels wrong. Light fades faster, movement slows. Even sound changes, as if the ocean is swallowing it before you can hear it back. This environment forces every creature to change in ways you will never see in warm tropical seas. Many cold water animals become so strange, so quiet, and so ghost-like that you would swear they came from another world. The first cold water monster is the Greenland shark, and this creature lives so long that nothing on Earth remembers the day it was born. The Greenland shark is one of the largest sharks alive today, reaching up to 23 feet long and weighing well over a ton. But size is not what makes it creepy, it is the way it moves. In water close to freezing, this shark drifts at about 1 mile per hour. It looks less like a hunter and more like a floating body. Its skin is gray and soft, its eyes are pale, and many individuals are completely blind because of a parasite that eats the surface of their eye. But the shark does not care. It does not need sight. In freezing Arctic waters, scent travels far, and patience wins every hunt. The shark can smell a dead seal or a fish from miles away and simply glide toward it. Scientists believe Greenland sharks can live between 250 and 500 years. That means the shark swimming under the ice today was likely alive before the United States existed, before cars, before electricity, before modern history. It has outlived everything around it simply because cold water slows its body to a point where time barely touches it. Now imagine this massive, slow creature passing just behind you in icy water. You would not hear it. You would not feel it. It would drift like a ghost, older than anything you have ever known. In the coldest parts of the Southern Ocean, most fish freeze solid. Their blood turns to slush, their cells burst, and their muscles stop working. But the Antarctic icefish survives water temperatures that drop below zero. How? By removing the very thing we think all animals need, hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is the iron-rich protein that gives blood its red color and carries oxygen through the body. But the icefish has none. Instead, it has clear blood, a pale, watery fluid that looks almost like melted ice. The cold water around it has so much dissolved oxygen that the fish can simply absorb what it needs through its skin and gills without any pigment. Swimming in front of the Antarctic icefish, you would see something unsettling. Its body is white or transparent. You can see its bones, you can see parts of its organs. It looks unfinished, almost like evolution stopped halfway, but nature didn't fail, it adapted. In freezing water, color and iron waste energy. So the Antarctic icefish erased them. This creature survives where others simply freeze. And the deeper you go along the ice, the more fish start to look like this, pale, slow, ghost-like bodies shaped by the cold. But the next creature does not just look creepy, it looks ancient, like something the ocean forgot to update for the last 300 million years. The ghost shark, also called a chimera, is not a true shark, but it is related to them. It belongs to a group older than dinosaurs. When you see one glide out of the dark, you understand why scientists call it a living fossil. It has a smooth, pale body, like cold wax. Its eyes glow in the dark like empty glass. Its mouth sits low on its face, almost human-like, which makes it even more unsettling when light hits it from below. Most ghost sharks reach around 5 feet long, with long, thin tails that wave behind them like ribbons. In warm water, this shape might look almost elegant. In freezing water, it looks wrong, like it was shaped without care or grown in the dark. Ghost sharks live in cold depths where pressure rises and sunlight disappears. They move in slow, floating motions, as if they are not swimming but drifting through a dream. Their skeleton is made of cartilage, not bone. Their skin has no scales. Their sense of touch is so advanced that they can feel movement in the water before they see anything. Below the ice, the ocean changes again. Down here, color is useless. Speed is useless. even normal senses fail. So fish begin to evolve in directions that do not look natural at all. Their skin turns transparent, their skulls open up, their eyes grow into strange shapes, and their bodies bend into forms that look more like nightmares than animals. This is where the next cold-born creature waits, floating in total silence, with a head that looks as if it's made of glass. In the freezing upper regions of the deep Pacific, the barreleye fish hangs motionless in the water, barely moving. From a distance, it looks like a small black shape, only about 6 inches long. But when you get close, the head becomes unsettling. The entire top of its skull is transparent, like a bubble. Inside that bubble are 2 bright green tube-shaped eyes pointing straight upward. These eyes do not look like normal eyes. They look like glowing cylinders, built for one job, watching the faint silhouettes of animals above them. The barreleye fish sits still in the cold water, patient, waiting for something to drift overhead. When it does, the fish rotates its eyes forward inside the skull, lines up its target, and snaps upward. It barely wastes energy because in freezing water, every calorie matters. The transparent skull protects the eyes from the stinging cells of drifting jellyfish, which the barreleye often steals food from. The whole thing looks wrong, like someone forgot to finish the fish and left the brain under a thin glass lid. But in icy dark waters, this design is perfect. It turns the cold into a hunting advantage. As the temperature drops deeper, creatures stop looking strange and start looking aggressive. Far below the range of the barreleye, in water that feels like liquid metal, lives one of the creepiest predators in the deep, the black dragonfish. It is long, thin, and covered in pitch-black skin that absorbs almost every bit of light. Even if you shine a lamp at it, most of the light disappears into its body. Adult females grow up to 16 inches long and have huge clear fangs that look like shards of glass. These fangs are made of a crystal-like material that becomes almost invisible underwater, letting the dragonfish attack without giving itself away. Its body glows with tiny blue lights along the sides, used to signal or confuse prey. But the real weapon is the lure hanging from its chin, a bright, glowing bulb that flashes with its own light. What makes the dragonfish even stranger is its vision. Most fish in deep, cold water can only see blue. The dragonfish can see red light, which almost no animal produces. So it evolved the rare ability to make its own red bioluminescence, invisible to everything except other dragonfish. This means it can shine a red beam to hunt without being seen. In freezing black water, this becomes the perfect weapon. The dragonfish can light up a shrimp, a squid, or even a smaller fish without revealing itself. You see nothing. You hear nothing. Then the glass fangs appear from the dark. This is what cold does to evolution when it has millions of years to experiment. It gets even stranger in the polar seas, where cold does not just create monsters, it creates giants. In warm water, sea spiders are small, harmless creatures only a few centimeters long. But in the freezing seas around Antarctica, something changes. Oxygen dissolves faster in cold water, and many invertebrates grow much larger than usual. This is called polar gigantism, and the Antarctic sea spider is one of the clearest examples of it. These creatures can grow more than 1 foot across, with legs so thin that they look like moving needles. Their bodies are tiny, but their legs stretch out like a metal frame. When they walk along the seafloor, they move slowly and unnaturally, each leg bending with a stiff, puppet-like motion. Like the Martian tripods from the movie War of the Worlds. Sea spiders do not have lungs. Instead, they absorb oxygen directly through their legs, which is why those legs have become so long. In cold water, there is so much oxygen that the animal can grow and grow without suffocating. Their bodies stay simple, almost skeletal, but their size increases until they look like something built out of old wires. Watching one move across the dark floor of the Antarctic deep feels like watching a creature from a different planet. If you want me to keep diving into the coldest corners of the ocean, the places where nature gets weird and uncomfortable, then hit like and subscribe and tell me which frozen nightmare you like the most.